I love whiskey too.
Yeah.
And you know, I think something about having to wait makes it that much more. You're like, come on. Then when you get to open it, like you said, you're like, oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite to drink? Making it's one thing. What's your go-to?
I think, it's hard to say, but I truthfully really like a lot of the stuff that I'm making at the time. So whenever I get to, purchase a bottle of a new release when it comes out, like, I don't know, that's what I'll drink for a little while just because it's different all the time, I guess, and I like a bit of variety. But a lot of the time I do drink the Gin Royal. It is like just super flavorful. It's just so easy to mix. Like it mixes with anything really, really well. Honestly, I like the Genever a lot too, and people are quite afraid of Genever, which is weird.
I was looking at the bottle and I was like, I'm a plebeian. I don't know what Jennifer is. I thought Jennifer was a woman. Who's Jennifer?
Well,
no, but what is Jennifer? For real, what's Jennifer?
It's actually bring up.
No, what is it then? For real.
It's actually the precursor to gin. So gin actually came from Genever, which was like, obviously Geneva. So every base that used to be made was like a whiskey base. Like they fermented grains and then they distilled off that. But they were very, very bad at it at the start, and it was really, really disgusting. So, and this would have been in kind of like northern-ish Europe areas. But yeah, so then they added juniper berries because that's what they had lots of to the whiskey-based product. So just to try and make it taste a little bit better. But obviously we just kind of grew on that concept and used a whiskey base and added our own gin botanicals to that to create a better version of this like kind of precursor old spirit.
That's very cool.
Yeah, not too many people make Genevers, but Bowls actually makes one. But if you're gonna try Genever, you should try our Genever. Not Bowls.
I'm just joking, Bowls. Based on what ingredients you have available, right? Like what you can ferment, right?
Yeah.
So like, somewhere like Italy, right? Wine makes sense. You got grapes, a lot of grapes.
Yeah.
Or
even the type of grain would be like really specific to the regions as well. Like we grow a lot of rye in Canada, so that's why rye is popular in Canada. They grow a lot of corn in the southern parts of America, so that's why they've got bourbon down there. There's lots of wheat. It takes a lot more to like process the potatoes than it would to process grain. Yeah, so there's a little bit more of like precursing steps if you were to work with potatoes. So there's a potato farm in New Brunswick that started a distillery, but they already would have had a lot of potato processing equipment. But yeah, grains are just a lot easier to work with than potatoes. So most people really would use grains. We use grains here for all of our vodka. So it's just like a plain wheat grain.
What's interesting also is like you can take the same kind of thing and depending how you distill it or whatever, you can create a different alcohol. Right? Is that true?
Yeah.
I talk a lot out of my ass.
No, kind of.
She's the expert.
So vodka itself comes from the grain, like I mentioned, but vodka then will go on to create many other spirits after that, or many other spirits for us, but mostly gin, or you can do like different infusions or whatever. But yeah, we do gin requires a kind of a third distillation run, and that's when you add in all your botanicals. You can have them right in the pot. You can have them in the vapor path. It's typically called a gin basket. But yeah, you distill it right in through the system with the botanicals, and that final product is going to be what's the gin. But you do start with a vodka base for that. So that would be where you kind of get the same start with different end products. But something like in a whiskey, I guess it would start from grains, but you would not so typically find an all wheat whiskey.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it's out there, but typically people will do like different blends of grains. I don't even want that statement. You know, I feel like maybe people do make all wheat whiskeys. I'm not an expert. I guess.
Losers.
Yeah. Whole wheat whiskey.
I'm just joking. If you make all grain whiskeys, that's good for you, I guess. We don't. We make blends, baby. This is like your darker rum. This is more of a spiced rum.
No, this one's not spiced at all. It's just aged. It's just an amber rum. Yeah, no spices in there. We do have a spiced rum that would be, you know, made from a similar base that we would add then spice. We buy like some stuff from like the places around us. So we use like the Indian grocer. We use Mideast. We'll buy stuff from Cafe Aroma Latino. We'll buy a lot of fresh stuff from local source. We use Organic Earth too. They have a lot of stuff that we can get, but we also have a couple like larger scale suppliers that will ship us stuff. We use East Coast Wild Foods. They're great. They bring us a lot of locally foraged stuff. So coastline, river, any part of the forest really. They're great over there.
Yeah, and you said you guys even go out and do some foraging yourselves.
Yeah, my boss has actually done a lot of foraging this year for a product that we're bringing back for a second batch. I can't say which, but yeah, he's been doing some foraging, I believe, out in like Prospect and Herring Cove. He gets some stuff from around his house. I believe in the upcoming week he'll be in Cape Breton and he'll be getting some like flowers from his mom's garden for a little experiment thing. So we see something exciting in a hike that we go on, and maybe we'll just bring it home and play with it. You know, we do a lot of kind of small experiments like that just to see how things will infuse into alcohol so that way if we are coming up with a new product, we kind of have an idea of how that might be able to work in if we're excited to use it or something like that.
That's cool. Foraging must be a kind of a fun part of your job. Probably kind of stressful sometimes too.
Honestly, we have quite a bit of abundance here in Nova Scotia. Like, we're not typically, if there's anything we want a lot of that we would be stressed to get ourselves, we'll definitely outsource. Like I said, East Coast Wild Foods, I believe they have a little team there. So they can get lots of stuff for us if we need larger amounts. But anything that we would get ourselves, we would know that we would have a pretty good selection to pick from. But also too, a little bit goes a long way when it comes to infusions and distillation. I mean, we go through a lot of juniper, don't get me wrong, but different things like citrus or different seaweeds that we might use, or different roots or like bittering agents, you use a lot less of that than you might think you would. But yeah, we do go through quite a bit of juniper and stuff like that, but some of the weirder stuff you use smaller amounts of.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's funny how little of something can go such a long way sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just a pinch of something, and I don't know, certain flavor profiles are very powerful.
Yeah. Flavors are actually like they come through in like oils within the alcohol, and alcohol and water, which is, you know, pretty much what spirits are. Oh well, you know, a lot of what spirits are is a really, really good carrier for oils. So it disperses extremely well if you care for it and disperse it well. So that's kind of how a little goes a long way. that.
No, emulsify is not the right word.
Yeah, no,
I'm trying to
emulsify
sound
is
fancy.
a pretty specific reaction that you would have, and I mean, we don't use we wouldn't want any of that. That would make it like creamy, right? As a rum cream. No, I don't think anybody makes a like cream style.
I was almost
liquor.
gonna call out. I was almost put somebody on blast, but I don't
People
think I
can come
can.
to
I
their
don't think
own
I'm allowed to do
conclusions.
that. DM me, find out.
Yeah. We make everything right from scratch here at Compass, and we are extremely proud of that because not everybody does. So you can tell in the price point of the products, truthfully, whether or not it's made actually locally or if it's just bottled here. Yeah, no, we
It's on
can.
the
Yeah, we
tip of my
can
tongue.
call it that. We can just next question.
It's well, you can tell that you guys. I mean, obviously, it's a business at the end of the day, it's a business, but it's more than just a business to you. That there's really a special care and a pride put into the products.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That like it really matters to you guys that you give consumers like the best product that they can, and it's not just something you drink to get drunk, it's something that you actually enjoy and take in all the different flavor profiles. Don't laugh at me.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like we sell to people that are definitely looking to get their, feelings or whatever. But it's definitely a craft to us, and we really love what we do. We put everything into it. Our whole team is very interested in being
Committed?
perfect. Yeah, we really
Perfect.
Well, yeah.
Oh
We
my
want to be
God.
always improving and doing the absolute best that we can, and we would never put something out that we don't like super love. But we super love it because we want to take it home and drink it and like have a good time because that's like part of spirits too. But yeah, we are
High spirits. I'm
High
the high
end.
spirits.
Yeah.
It's like what you do is like, you're a chemical engineer by trade. A lot of what you do is science. But in a way, you're kind of an artist too.
Yeah, I mean, I've been an artist and a student for a really long time, and I find that this job has really allowed me to kind of combine both and really still get to be a creative human. But yeah, the whole thing is based on the scientific principles that I learned in school, and I maybe don't do pages upon math or work with computer programs or anything like that, but a lot of the concepts that I was taught are really important in developing products the way that we want to see them, and which is really deliciously. Yeah.
And you have succeeded.
Yeah, but you know what? There's always room to grow.
There's always room to grow.
Yeah.
Like, not me in this shirt. There's not much room to grow here.
Same.
Quarantine thick. Quarantine thick. A lot of takeout, a lot of Compass gin.
We serve snacks here too. We got popcorn with truffle butter, Actually, it's truffle oil. They can do it vegan for you.
You know what? I might have to stick around for one of those, yeah.
Cocktails?
Yeah, let's do it.
Game.